Well, this isn't the news that we would like to get out of Detroit Lions training camp, but I'm going to make it breaking news because this is a guy that was just drafted in 2025. And you guys can see from the banner below that the Detroit Lions have placed 7th round safety Dan Jackson on injured reserve. This is coming from their Twitter account. Says Lions announce roster moves. Place safety Dan Jackson on injured reserve. Waived injured running back Kyle Robichaux and signed DJ Miller. Now that's unfortunate because the 7th round pick, Dan Jackson, was a guy that we had a lot of hope for. And injured reserve, it's not the end of the road, but being placed on injured reserve in the preseason is kind of tough because, as you know, if you start the season on IR, then you are going to end your NFL season. So that's unfortunate. I know he went down in practice. It was either today or yesterday that he went down, and the significance of the injury is severe because otherwise he wouldn't have to be placed on injured reserve. I don't know what it is. I think it is a leg injury, but when I say severe, I mean severe enough to be placed on injured reserve. So what does that mean? And as far as Kyle Robichaux is concerned, I thought he looked pretty good. I didn't even know he got hurt. Last time I was at camp, he was wearing number 25, and he looked pretty good. I don't know if he got hurt during a game or in practice yesterday because I was unfortunately unable to be there. So I don't know, but I like the guy. I don't know if he was going to make the team, but I had like a practice squad kind of vibe going on with him. So this is bad news for the 7th round pick. We had a lot of high hopes for him as far as, being a 7th round pick. And he seems that he got that dog in him, right? But the Lions did decide to sign DJ Miller. Now, I did some quick research on him. Looks like he came from the Michigan Panthers. He was playing over there last season, I do believe so. But what does that mean for Dan? Does that mean, if you start to see, I don't think the Lions are going to cut him, but remember, if you start the season on IR, it ends your season, but it also creates a roster spot, and that's what this has done. This is created, so I don't want to go that far and be like he's out for the season or anything like that, but it is concerning because of the fact that our season starts in like 34 days, and but it's even before that, right? You got to cut down people, but you also have the situation where there are 2 people that you can designate post to be, to come off injured reserve post beginning of the season after the season begins if you give them that designation. Last year, it was Broderick Martin and it was somebody else that we gave that designation to. And remember, you can also do something where you take him off IR, he makes the 53-man roster, you immediately put him back on IR, and he has to spend a minimum of 4 weeks on injured reserve. That's what it was. That's what they did for John Kaminsky, and he wind up never playing a game for the Detroit Lions in 2024. But there is someone else that we should be concerned about again, and that is Ennis Rakestraw, the second-year player, is faced another injury, and it's got people a little concerned. This is coming from the Sporting News. My Twitter feed was blowing up today. Terrion Arnold puts on his IG, stay up number 9. It gets greater later. Says, again, we don't know what Rakestraw's exact status is just yet, but it's hard to believe Arnold would just be posting something like that if the Rakestraw injury was minor. Rakestraw dealt with multiple injury issues during his rookie campaign that limited him to just 9 games. During the team's first training camp practice, he suffered a chest contusion that forced him to miss time. Rakestraw was a candidate for the slot cornerback job before his early injury in the 2024 season. The Lions have since said he will work on the boundary this offseason. So Ennis Rakestraw suffers another injury. Not only this camp or coming off his rookie campaign, but this camp as well. So I don't know what it is just yet. Of course, I will keep you guys posted. And yes, I said something in my other show. Spike Kool-Aid airs Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on Syndicate Sports Detroit. Make sure you guys check that out and subscribe to the channel. He was a 2nd round pick. The best ability is availability, right? He does have the makings of Ife Melifonwu. Ife was hurt the first 2 years. He was even kind of not a factor halfway through year 3 and then came alive. So right at this moment, it's an L at the moment, right? That doesn't mean it has to stay that way, but the Ennis Rakestraw pick currently is an L. You cannot draft a second round pick and they have little to no impact on the team. Second round picks shouldn't require development. You are a second round pick. Tyleik Williams was a late first round pick, and he's probably capable of being a starter and will most likely be a starter due to the injury to Aleem McNeil. Second round picks should be an immediate impact player. To me, once you get into the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, I even think a 4th round pick could come in and go like the way it could go either way. 1, 2, and 3, you should be an immediate impact player. 4 is go either way. 5, 6, and 7, you probably got some work to do. But we've seen 5th round picks and later round picks come in and wreak havoc, right? So breaking news, man, unfortunately, not the kind of news I like to report about. That is Dan Jackson, the 7th round pick by the Detroit Lions in 2025, has been placed on injured reserve. No word yet on how severe the injury is, but it's enough to put him on injured reserve, which means that the Lions could possibly be faced with what we talked about earlier, making a decision on what they're going to do with him as the season approaches. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, but I'm telling you, man, it's almost like we didn't leave off. Like, this is a continuation of last year. This is crazy. Last year, we didn't get this many reports out of training camp that people were getting injured. You don't want to see anybody injured, like at all, right? But when you see somebody go down in training camp, it's even worse because they had no impact on any of the games or on the field when the games counted, right? So it sucks. Dan, I don't think he doesn't make the team because of this, obviously, but 7th round picks, I don't know if we've had a 7th round pick make the team under Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. As a matter of fact, put it in the comments below. Off the top of the head, I do not believe we've had a 7th round pick make the team their like initial year. If I'm not mistaken, Jamar Jefferson didn't, Chase Lucas didn't, and who else? Antoine Green didn't. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. So it could have gone either way for Dan. The preseason was going to be a big deal for him. But now looks like he's not going to have that at all. So he could be in a situation where he winds up getting released and waived or something like that, which is going to suck. But let me know what you think. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Get well soon, Ennis and Dan.